Okay, in today's video I'm going to talk to you about the 4 stages of Greenware Clay, which is all unfired clay. The first stage is slip. Looks like this. It is a pudding-like consistency. It's kind of like the glue. When attaching 2 pieces of clay together, you use this. This is like that. That's the first stage of clay. The second stage of clay is plastic, and plastic clay is soft and bendable. You can manipulate it, you can stamp and attach, you can bend, you can make coils and slabs and pinch. You can do all kinds of things with soft, pliable plastic clay. You can make coils, you can bend it, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. That is plastic clay, the second stage of clay. The third stage of clay is Leatherhard. Leatherhard clay is still dark in color, similar to plastic clay. However, plastic clay again is soft, bendable, and pliable. Leatherhard clay has a much harder surface. There's not as much moisture in there. A lot of the moisture has evaporated out of it, but it is not completely dry yet. You can cut into it, so you can take different tools, and if you wanted to, you could carve or cut into the surface and create different patterns and so on. So you can still, it is still able to be carved into, and you can attach other pieces of clay to it still. Using the score and slip method, which we'll talk about in a different video. But you can take and still attach a piece of plastic clay to a piece of Leatherhard clay. As long as you score and slip it together, you can attach things to the outer surface of it, and that way you can add different things to different pieces of clay that are still leather hard. And then the fourth stage of clay is bone dry. These are just a few scraps that I had around that are bone dry. This is, again, remember, leather hard, still dark in color, which means it still has some moisture in it. When it is bone dry, there's no moisture in it left. It's light in color. You will not be able to attach anything to this, so you could not take and score and slip a piece of plastic clay onto a piece of bone dry clay. That won't work. And when it is bone dry, it is the most brittle stage of the clay. So the slightest bit of pressure on bone dry clay and it wants to snap or break very, very easily. It'll crack and crumble. So if you have thin places, if this were attached, for example, on the outside here, and then you had something hanging off like this, and this were to get bonked or bumped, it's going to crack or break very, very easily. So when it is at the last final stage, you want to be very careful when handling your clay at the bone dry stage. Clay, like Leatherhard clay, even bone dry clay, plastic clay, at any time if you were to add water to these, they would all become soft and pliable again, and be able to be worked with. Once it has been fired like this, then it is now solid and it will not change its shape again. The slip, the plastic, the leather hard, and the bone dry. Those are the 4 stages